bit of like an Easter hair and makeup look. So first things first, I'm gonna get some heat protectant on my hair just so that that is on my hair ready to go when I'm ready to go. I just like to cover my hair in heat protecting so you can never be too sure. I am using the Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Primer. Pretty good. It is a little bit pricey, but this lasts quite a long time, so pretty good. So I'm going to take my curler out so that's ready to go for later. But first, the makeup. I'll go ahead and go with my expensive primer for the day. This is a special Easter occasion. This is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. For some reason, the pump on mine decided it didn't want to work, so I'm getting towards the end of the product, so I'm just going to put this on a beauty blender. This was definitely a little bit pricey for primer, and I don't know if it's really that good, especially now that I have to scoop it out at the end, but that's okay. I'll just put a little primer on here. Oh, this was kind of a lot of primer. That's okay. I'm just gonna be doing like a little bit of a glam look. I mean, it's still like a friend's family Easter, so not doing anything crazy. But just put a little primer on there. Fantastic. This is the, I want to say Real Techniques. It's like the air sponge. I bought it because I was really sold on it from a BuzzFeed video, and it's okay. I just prefer to use like a more damp beauty blender, so I use the actual Beauty Blender brand one. I'm gonna use it wet. I'm also gonna use my nicer foundation today because it's a little bit more of a special occasion. This is, I say this wrong probably every time in the video. I don't know if it's Oma or Uoma, but it's this Say What foundation. It's actually won a lot of awards. One of my personal favorites. It was recently on the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty deal. And so I stocked up because they were half off on the deal. But normally this is $40, which is a little pricey. But especially because you just, I feel like a good amount of foundation. But just putting this on my face with a wet beauty blender. I do get foundations a little bit darker than my natural skin color, just because I do like to fake tan quite a bit, so this works out a little better if my face matches. But it's not terribly off from my natural complexion, I feel like. Alright, just blend a little bit onto my neck so it's a little more seamless, and I think we've got all the crevices of my face here. Just make sure it's up in my hairline. Blend it in. But I feel like it's like a pretty natural finish. Like it doesn't look too foundation-y. Do a zit on this side of my face, but that's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and move into the powders. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I only have one powder, so this is the same one I use all the time. It's quite good, so I use it for everything. I think I'm also gonna do a little bit of under eye concealer today, just so that, you know, it's a special occasion, it'll look a little better in photos. But I'm gonna put this all over my face for now. And then I'm gonna leave that open. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Morphe concealer. I try to do the newer thing where I just put it on the inner part and the outside, not a full thing. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. So put on the Too Faced Lip Injection Maximum Plumper. I accidentally ate some of this the other day, and that was terrible. and do my powder here, the L'Oreal. This one blew up on TikTok and it was really hard to get your hands on for the longest time, but I've been using it for years before TikTok made it big, so it was kind of annoying because I couldn't get my favorite powder. This one could be used as just a foundation, but I layered over my foundation just because the more coverage, the better. Put a little bit down my neck as well. Oh, here it is. So I have this double-ended brush from KKW Beauty. So it has like a little like blending sponge on one end, and the other end is kind of like a stiff bristle brush. So I'm going to use this wet to blend in my under eye concealer. I'm not the best at this, so I feel like I don't do it often, but it does definitely help to brighten up my under eye area. I almost made it very bright. Okay, maybe I should use a touch less. That's okay, we're here now. I feel like the way that I have the camera set up, you can really see my eye bags, which is unfortunate. Here we go, so that's blended. And we're gonna go in with a little bit more of the Laura Mercier powder on the other end of this brush and just set this a little bit here. Go back in, do a couple more T-zone areas with more powder. Other eye, set that a little bit. I'm definitely not doing this correctly, but that's okay, it works for me. Okay, done with powder. Well, I guess we're gonna keep putting more powders on my face. We are now, sorry, my allergies are so bad right now. We are going to go in with bronzer. I am using the NARS Laguna bronzer. I've used quite a bit of it. As you can see, it's a pretty good bronzer. Just putting this underneath my cheekbone just to give my face a little more dimension. A little under the chin, give my face a little more shape. And also on the forehead, again, just shaping my face a little bit here. Looks symmetrical enough. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to highlighter. I'm using the Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter. Believe it or not, I've actually gone through a whole one of these, and this is the second one that I'm on.